this is Maninrabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Sela Sadakau from Vatupula. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold Benaka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Pro Resort, and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Wotoka. I like Gold FM, but only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. This is FPC News. Tonight, restricted access to a bridge outside Suva due to safety concerns. Fair reporting of Credit Act comes into force tomorrow. And promoting sustainability among resource owners. Fair reporting of Credit Act comes into effect from tomorrow. Minister for Finance Ayaz Said Qayyum has confirmed all related regulations also kick in. Farzana Nisha has more.
Fair reporting of credit laws are meant to give Fijians a fresh start, and Minister for Finance Ayaz Said Qayyum says the act is a transparent and fair system.
In fact, we had a discussion with the Governor of the Reserve Bank of Fiji just a couple of days ago. And I understand they've already liaised with the one agency that exists by the name of Data Bureau. They've already had discussions with them. So as soon as the act comes into effect from tomorrow, they'll have to hand over all the existing data to Reserve Bank of Fiji, which will then quarantine that information.
Said Qayyum says any organization or company that wants to become a credit reporting agency will need to apply to the Reserve Bank of Fiji.
The regulations, which will also come into force from tomorrow, has the schedule, the form that you need to apply under. The application fee is $3,000. And you get a license for 10 years if your application is successful, and you pay $30,000. It works out to be $3,000 a year license fees.
All information about an individual's credit history, which until today was stored by the Data Bureau, must be surrendered to the Reserve Bank tomorrow, never to be used again. Fijians applying for credit or buying on hire purchase won't have their credit report accessed via Data Bureau anymore. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
There is no public safety issue with using a single lane of the Tamuvua Iwai Bridge on Queens Road outside Suva. Access to the bridge, which links Suva and Lami, has been restricted after one of the main steel beams developed a serious crack. Farzana Nisha tells us more.
Plans of a repair of this 46-year-old bridge are underway following a detailed investigation of this crack on one of the steel beams.
As a consequence, we request that the travelling public are patient. If possible, we would encourage people to use the bus instead of their car. More people on bus means less cars on the road to reduce traffic levels on this corridor.
Traffic has been reduced to one lane at the moment. Acting Chief Executive Rory Garland says repairs will be enough to hold up the bridge until they put in a replacement structure.
So that was a structural inspection in 2012. And the report says that was given a moderate rating, which means that it's not a high-risk bridge. Now, moderate rating, you would anticipate not having to re-inspect that bridge for at least 4 years.
Garland says the crack has been caused by overloaded trucks and exposure of an aggressive saltwater environment. This has caused deterioration much faster than normal.
We have to walk from here to town and water bus from there to Nombo. So we are facing so much problem right now.
Come through this one bridge to take the children to school, because I will be coming back later on to pick him up, and that's it's the same thing going to happen. So we will, by the time we will get home, I think it's well after 4 o'clock.
The authorities requesting heavy goods vehicles not to carry excessive weight over the bridge, which is the only link between Lemi and Suva. The FRA has started repairs and is optimistic that both lanes can reopen within a week. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
Communities will have more support in sustainably managing land and forests thanks to a groundbreaking new campaign. 3 ministries are leading efforts to make landowners more responsible. Ali Kimbia has the details.
The Wakatu campaign involves the Ministry of Etoke Affairs, the Ministry of Fisheries and Forest and the Ministry of Agriculture. It calls for action from all Fijians to use our land and forests wisely.
This campaign is focused on shifting the conversation back to the people who depend on the resources. The agenda is aligned to how our people value land, recognize its many gifts, and in turn create an environment conducive to understanding the issues at stake.
With the key focus on sustainability, the 3 ministries will work with communities which rely on the land for their survival to make them fully understand the concept of proper management.
At the heart of all this work are the indigenous resource owners and local communities and the natural resources, which is the trend or the ambit of sustainable development, which I am alluding to here today.
The Ministry of Agriculture believes the campaign will empower the government to create real change in communities.
Today, the Ministry of Agriculture commits to working with other ministries and partners such as Sea Chains on bringing solutions to our people through this campaign.
The campaign was developed with support from Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Fiji's Mediation Centre has resolved 8 cases since it was set up in late October last year. A seminar was held in Suva this morning, attended by the banking industry, insurance companies and members of the judiciary. Ellen Stolz has more.
Rakesh Chand and his wife Sanita Devi spent years trying to settle their land dispute, which had them running from pillar to post until the Mediation Centre was set up.
They settled us with this program with our family.
Mediation is seen as a strong conflict resolution tool for most situations, which usually see parties going to court. It's less formal and involves trained professionals to help both parties come to an agreement. Consumer Council of Fiji Chief Executive Pramila Kumar says there are many others like the Chand family who are being helped by the centre.
It is clear that consumers need alternative means to find solution to their problems. Looking outside the courtroom setting to resolve the dispute is the best way forward.
European Union Head of Cooperation Christoph Wagner applauded the efforts of the government and the council, adding consumer protection is essential for any economy.
We need to protect consumers and create a kind of a climate of trust which helps also growth, because without the consumer rights there will be also less consumption. With less consumption there will be less production, less growth.
Since establishment 7 months ago, the centre has hired a range of highly trained individuals.
Fiji Mediation Centre is in a position to deal with matters and to mediate issues ranging from the very minute of everyday situations till the most complicated of legal issues.
Mediation services can be made available throughout Fiji. People only need to call their office in Suva to make arrangements. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
A 22-year-old sales and marketing executive of Suva appeared in court today, charged in relation to a fatal accident last Friday. Vishal Dayal is charged with causing death by dangerous driving, 1 count of dangerous driving occasioning bodily harm, and a count of dangerous driving. It is alleged he was speeding near Lodala Beach in Nasinu and lost control of his twin cab, hitting an oncoming taxi. The taxi driver died from injuries suffered. The 19-year-old passenger of the twin cab is in a critical condition in hospital. Dayal's bail hearing is tomorrow. Coming up on FPC News, women lead police forensic lab. And positive response to cleanup campaign. Stay with us for this and more.
FM rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ulamila. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back to FBC News. ANZ Bank has been charged by the Director of Public Prosecutions Office. DPP Christopher Pride has approved charges against the financial institution under the Financial Transactions Reporting Act 2004. The Australia and New Zealand Banking Group Limited is charged with 2 counts of failure to verify customer identities. It's alleged that the ANZ failed to verify and properly identify 2 customers of the bank and set up 2 bank accounts without proper verification of the customers' identities. The matter will be called on July 7th. A forensic team is a major part of any investigation, and the Fiji Police Force's chemistry lab recently procured a machine that will strengthen its capabilities. The lab, which is run by 4 women, has been operating independently for almost a year now. Savara Tambua has more.
What the microscope allows us to do is...
Fiji Police Lab plays a crucial role in investigations as a multitude of tests are conducted here. The new gas chromatograph mass spectrometer machine is now enabling lab technicians to take biological samples such as stomach contents, urine and blood to be scientifically analyzed by the machine.
For most of the suspects, they are given a 48-hour window for us. So we have to work within that 48-hour window to ensure that we give a result back to the investigating officer so that they can then proceed with their investigation.
This machine will increase the lab's capacity to assist in criminal investigations. These scientific officers need to be accurate with their tests and reports because many criminal cases depend on the accuracy of the reports.
Very versatile work as well. In terms of we go out to the field and we are expected to come back and do admin work.
When dealing with drugs, you have to have trust. Like you have to have trust within the workmates. We always have to keep in mind that we have to be very neutral, and then we actually start carrying out the analysis.
The work sometimes required a field work. However, these women say getting backlogged on cases is something the unit tries to avoid. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
The nationwide Fight the Bite cleanup campaign is proving more successful day by day, thanks to the help of NGOs and businesses. Kelly Vadala has the details.
There is more assistance coming in from the public and various organizations to help in the nationwide cleanup. Minister for Local Government and Environment Praveen Bala says the government has allocated $200,000 to the initiative, but more funds will be needed.
In some municipal councils, we have engaged casual workers for this campaign, and there are some volunteers as well. We have allocated $200,000 for this campaign, but I know it will go a bit high, but we will manage that because this campaign is very important. The only difficulty that we have is not really the residential areas, but it's the industrial areas that we're facing a big problem.
Organizations such as the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation Social Club took out an hour from work to contribute to the nationwide campaign. FBC Social Club President Karoleni Koroi says every little contribution to the campaign was important to minimize the spread of diseases.
This is something that we could contribute to be part of the Fight the Bite nationwide cleanup campaign. So it's basically what we've done. So we've taken an hour off work and we've got all our staff out. This is the route that we've planned to take from the Suva Bowling Club right up to Suva Grammar School, because we believe that this is one of the residential areas that have a lot of breeding places.
Local Government Minister Mbala says the amount of rubbish collected will be known by the end of next week. He urges all industrial owners to keep the environment clean. More mosquito breeding places and rubbish have been found in industrial areas than in residential areas. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
There is a need to improve service delivery in the Pacific, particularly around public finance management. This will be the focus of a regional workshop on asset management. Savara Tambua with this story.
The workshop next week, facilitated by the Pacific Islands Center for Public Administration, will help participants wisely manage public funds. PICPA Director Pamesh Chand says some are well versed in this area and need to share their experiences.
Fiji's situation is a lot more advanced in terms of the upkeep of assets
the records keeping for those, and the care and maintenance program, which different departments and ministries as well as statutory agencies have for the assets they look after.
Chan says there's also a suggestion to have a pool of experts that any country can tap into when needed.
We are cognizant of the special needs of small island countries and the challenges they face with climate change. And one of the main salvations for them obviously is capacity building, human resource capacity building, and we are quite involved in that area as well for countries which are affected.
The symposium, challenges and opportunities on public financial management will be conducted in Nandi. The regional meet will also be an opportunity for PICPA to formalize its partnership with the Commonwealth Ombudsman's Office. Sabaira Tamboa, FBC News.
Technical vocational educational training in Fiji is very promising and successful. This was the statement made by the UNESCO Univoc Senior Program Expert Hans Libby, who's conducting a capacity development program workshop in Suva. Various government ministries and education institutes attended the workshop to further develop TVET education. Libby says Fiji is on the right track to success.
The workshop has shown that there have been many advances already in Fiji with many interesting projects that have been shared. That is actually also one of the key aspects of workshops like this, to share experiences so that others can benefit from success stories.
The workshop ends tomorrow. Well, here's Jamie with sports.
Thanks, Amrita, and good evening. Coming up, applicants shortlisted for Fiji Pearl's top job. And we hear from World 7 Series Impact Player of the Year, Tsasa Verimalua. Stay with us for more.
Pula mana viti, nada ko plasio matairi, ngon mai na nan bulu tabiuni, au satu ko nanti, andu talita ina warongo ena Bula FM.
Bula FM number 2 en seri.
Netball Fiji will soon appoint a new national coach to take charge of the Fiji Pearls. The position has been vacant since Kate Carpenter resigned after returning from the World Championships. Vocational Prasad with the details.
The Fiji National Sports Commission expects to see a short list of candidates to take charge of the Fiji netball team, which has been without a coach for 5 months.
Talking to their president, they have, I think they're down to a short list at the moment of people that quite a few people have come forward to advertise, and so that's good. We should be able to give, Netball says I may be able to give names in the next month, so we're ready to assist all the way. I understand there are some very good names involved, but none have been given to me just yet. We're looking for the best we can get.
There is yet more exciting news for the Fiji Pearls. The Commission is about to confirm international matches with New Zealand netball.
We have had talks with New Zealand. The subject came up recently with the New Zealand, our High Commissioner in New Zealand, and we're hoping we can expand on those.
All this is being done in a bid to maintain the Fiji Pearls' #1 status in the Pacific. Vocational Prasad, FBC Sports.
All the media hype regarding Jared Haynes' Olympic dream before the London Sevens had little to no effect in the Fiji Sevens camp, says team manager Ropate Kauvesi. Haynes' inclusion raised a lot of eyebrows, but his new teammates were nothing but welcoming. Rohit Deo with the story.
Hi. Our Sevens players didn't have the smoothest of rides before the last leg of the World Series in London, but it was all turned into positive energy.
He can now!
Inbox email has been full with media from Australia, and I've gone as far as Istanbul asking questions about Jared Haynes. And not only that, just if you turn it around in a positive way, everyone's asking about Fiji. What's Fiji all about?
Manager Ropate Kauvesi adds, Jared Haynes mixed well with the team and it wasn't hard for him to adjust to the Sevens code.
I can say that, from the first day he walked in, he's been watching the games, at night on his laptop, trying to get understanding of what the game is like. And, it's great attribute to the guy who's, comes in with a professional level to fit in very nicely with the boys.
The Fiji 7 side is on a week's break before the 20-member team marches into camp. Coach Ben Ryan will then select his 12-member team for the Rio Olympics in Brazil in August. Rohit Dev, FBC Sports.
World 7 Series Impact Player of the Year Tasa Veremalua says a spot in the Olympic Sevens team won't be easy. The 27-year-old was a key player for Fiji all season, contributing significantly to their overall series win. Rohit Dev tells us more.
Rugby, spotting the gap and stretching the legs. That's Tasa Veremalua.
From a porter at the Hideaway Resort in the Coral Coast to one of the biggest names in the World 7 Series, Tasa Veremalua always knew it wasn't going to be easy.
If we have a goal, first we used to set a goal, then you go for it. I never lose hope. Keep on striving forward, and always believe that there always be a light in the end of the tunnel.
Veremalua says the World Series win was hard work and a team effort, taking a lot out of the players.
The boys are really proud of themselves about the achievements that be done. Great effort, leading by Captain Colin Sau and the rest of the senior boys. We are deeply happy.
Veremalua had the most offloads, 69 in total. He also made 135 carries, 116 tackles and 40 breaks, showing his true class as an all-rounder sevens player. Rohit Dev, FBC Sports.
Close to 1,000 athletes will be part of the Island Chill Suva Marathon in July. With entries still open, organizers have welcomed the overwhelming interest from the public so far. The marathon will be competed in 4 different distances, with the full marathon to be 42.2 kilometers. Today, FBC TV signed on as media partner for the event.
Like last year, we have the full marathon, which is 42.2 kilometers, the half marathon, which is 21.1, a corporate marathon, which is a team of 4 running 10.55 kilometers each. And this year, we have introduced a fun run. The fun run will possibly be 8 kilometers long, and it is free to all of you to participate in. And the marathon events start from as low as $2. So it's really cheap for you to enroll in.
The Suva Marathon will be held on the 23rd of July. The 60th South Pacific Bowling Carnival will host one of its biggest turnouts in Suva this weekend. With players from New Zealand and Australia to also feature on the greens, local bowlers can expect stiff competition at the 3-day meet. Talendau Dakadaka reports.
The South Pacific Bowling Carnival has been a hotly contested competition since its inception in 1956, and judging by registrations, this year will be no different.
We're looking at approximately 200, of which the local content may not exceed 45%, which means the majority is predominantly from the Tasman. That's Australia and New Zealand, and we're very excited to have them this year because the turnout has been good, and this year it's better, and I know that next year will be even better.
A major sponsor pulled out at the last minute, leaving organizers short on cash. Local companies today stepped in to make things right.
Been involved with the Suva Bowling Club for 25 years, and I've always tried to give back to the club whenever I can through sponsorship, with the Banana Cup for 15 years, and when the major sponsor ANZ pulled out the last minute, as Gary said, we decided that we'd help out and get the ball rolling by giving some money towards the carnival.
It's just to help the club. This is a Suva club, so we're Suva boys. You wouldn't think so, but we are.
A change this year sees the men's and women's fours team scrapped in favor of a mixed team. The carnival starts with the Pineapple Cup competition tomorrow and Saturday before the competition proper on Sunday here at the Suva Bowling Club. Talendau Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
Roy Krishna will lead the Vodafone Fiji football team at the OFC Nations Cup in Papua New Guinea. The Wellington Phoenix star will be assisted by national under-23 skipper Alvin Singh. The team departed for PNG today and will face New Zealand, the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu in pool play. Fiji's first match is against New Zealand at 6 p.m. on Saturday, and you can watch that game live on FBC TV. Boxer Sebastian Singh has secured a bout in Australia later this year. Singh will fight Haitham Lamous for the WBA Asia Pacific title on the 2nd of July. The young and aspiring Fijian boxer believes this fight could propel his career to greater heights.
He's got a pretty good record. He's fought some tough guys. So we're looking forward to the fight. I know it's going to be a tough fight, so me and the team are preparing really well and hard for this fight.
Singh has fought 6 professional bouts, winning 6, 4 by knockout. That's it from Sports Tonight. Good evening.
New jobs will be created when Donut King, the largest Australian donut franchise, opens at the Damodar City Complex in Suva. Damodar Group Chief Executive Div Damodar says Donut King's inclusion is good for business overall. Signing off the paperwork today, Donut King's General Manager Helen White says the franchise has already scheduled a recruitment drive.
First of all, it shows very confidence in the economy. This is great to see the international brands.
Ads in both this weekend's both Saturday papers, and so we're looking forward to meeting some fantastic people who will who want to have some fun. It's a fun company to work for.
How many staff are you looking for?
I think initially we'll be looking for 25 because there'll be shift work involved, and we'll be open 7 days a week. So plus the staff in the bakery, so probably another 5.
Donut King is expected to be open to the public by the end of the year. It was another bright and sunny day with occasional cloudy periods across the nation. The temperatures were about the same everywhere. Ba and Lambasa had the highest at 30 degrees. Suva and Savu were coolest at 28. Tomorrow is likely to be the same, sunny with some cloudiness. Well, it looks the trend of sunny, cool weather will continue into Saturday. At sea, light easterly winds and moderate swells are expected. Recapping the main stories, Fair Reporting of Credit Act comes into force tomorrow. A crack on a steel beam has led to restricted access on a bridge linking Suva and Lami. A new campaign encourages sustainable use of natural resources. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. We move on to our poll question. This week we ask, is salt intake becoming a major health concern? To answer, visit our FPC website. Thank you for joining us at FPC News. Good evening.
आपको खरगंगा के रंजिला का नमस्कार। रेडियो फिजी की सुंदर सुंदर यादों का खजाना एकदम बचपन के दिन याद करा देते हैं।
हमारा नाम जोनी नायडू है, हम रहता है मलोलो में और हम टैक्सी ड्राइवर है। हम सब टाइम अपन टैक्सी में रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता प्रोग्राम।
हम सिंगाटोका के हैं, हमारा नाम है रोजी। हम लोग यहाँ पे रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता है।
राम राम, मैं रेमस प्रसाद बोलता हूँ, तब होता मैं कोई रहता हूँ। मैं जब भी सुना रेडियो फिजी 2 ही सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।